Goblin Games of Geumjeongsan. The wind howled like a tormented beast through the gnarled pines of Mount Geumjeongsan, their needles raking against the leaden sky like skeletal claws. A swollen harvest moon filtered through the dense canopy, casting shifting shadows that danced like demonic specters across the uneven forest floor. I, a seasoned adventurer fueled by a thirst for the unknown, stood at the foot of the brooding mountain, the chilling tales of locals about a vengeful goblin kingdom that played sadistic games with lost travelers echoing in my ears. Ignoring their dire warnings, I slung my pack across my shoulders and embarked alone up the little-used forest track, the smell of damp vegetation and unseen things enveloping me like a shroud. The path soon disappeared entirely, the underbrush impenetrable. The susurrus of the wind through twisted branches carried unsettling mutterings just at the edge of perception, faint cries and mocking laughter that retreated whenever I stopped to listen. Panic gnawed at the frayed edges of my resolve with each unexpected animal sound. But I pressed on, driven by an overpowering lust to discover long-hidden truths buried within the mountain's primordial heart. The forest took on a primordial cast as darkness descended, gnarled stumps like crouching beasts and substantial shadows hiding unseen observers. I realized with dread that the folk tales may indeed hint at realities from elder epochs when demonic forces moved freely through lonely places. Dread gnawed at my guts, yet still that inexorable lust to know the unknowable pulled me forward like gravity itself. The fell voices grew more overt, echoing taunts and vile chuckles swirling around my head though no shapes presented themselves. Suddenly the dense woods opened into a moonlit glade ringed by towering dolmen stones etched with unsettling glyphs not found in sane geometry. Dire animal masks hanging from twisted wicker cages suggested this site's use as a place of ritual bloodletting and infernal appeal. My shocked stillness was shattered by high-pitched laughter emanating from all sides. A chaotic circle of figures lurched into the eldritch light on jerking marionette limbs, atavistic faces dominated by saucer eyes and distended ears, needle-like fangs glinting wetly. I glimpsed ceremonial daggers forged from witch silver and cursed bronze as the hellish ring closed tighter, their shrill mirth underlain by a craving that chilled my soul. These were no mere fairy tale goblins but actual night hags nourished on human agony and empowered by chaotic forces beyond sane imagination. As those void black eyes reflected the awful knowledge I was theirs already, despair flooded my mind. But then came a defiant spark. I may be doomed regardless, but I would show them human spirit burns brighter than their abyssal darkness. With a wild cry I burst from paralysis, silver shortsword cleaving the air in righteous fury. Taken by surprise, several fell back pierced by the consecrated iron, their death squeals discordant with notes beyond human registers. But my escape route was blocked by bulk of the dolmen ring and corrupted iron deposits in the glade prevented mystical escape. The surviving night hags closed in with predatory confidence, beguiling almost childlike faces warped by anticipation of exquisite torments promised once my consciousness was peeled layer by layer in the name of their infernal master. I battled with berserk energy through the night, sword-cleaving heads from hunched shoulders, my boots crushing windpipes and spines. But always more took the place of the fallen, their blood-flecked laughs echoing among the mute standing stones as knives harvested ears and fingers. My own life essence poured unchecked from countless slashes while narcotic venom corrupted dreams and ground agonizing reality to blurred confusion. Dawn's rosy fingers found me broken and crawling, one hand a bloody stump, a red misted trail marking my night's progress. But I clutched one prize, the jeweled torque I had torn from the high hag's throat as she kneeled to carve out my eyes. Clutched by one remaining finger I raised it shaking towards the light as if it were everything that gave meaning to my shattered existence. The ring of fiends melted into the shadows, a lingering susurration the disgust and disappointment carried on the wind. They had fed well and knew human limits. I would be left to descend alone down the accursed mountain. Days later, when questioning glances measured my stumbling progress through the valley farms, I spoke nothing of the sadistic goblins which truly haunted Mount Geumjeongsan's haunted peak. Because I knew to even glimpse their reality was to court soul corruption that brings worse fates than near death. But sometimes on still nights when the sighing wind carries just the right cadence, I fancy I hear faint echoes of shrill laughter bubbling up from that clearing etched forever in nightmare, and imagine needle grins splitting predatory faces in anticipation of another visit they are certain must come as my dreams grow increasingly tainted by their venom over slow time.